Hello, beautiful. Today, I'm taking you with me as I make over a bedroom for my daughter, and I can't wait to share it with you. My name is Zakia, and each week I share decor, DIYs, and tips for living your most beautiful life. The before room was pretty rough, but I was very excited to redo this room and officially give my daughter a beautiful big girl room. I wanted to get started with a fresh, clean coat of paint, and I started with Bare Ultra Pure White, which is my favorite white. It was super rainy the week that I painted, so I set up about 4 fans around the room just to keep the humidity down so the paint would dry properly. For the bed, I decided to paint this daybed that we had in our guest room for about 5 years, I believe, and we originally got it at World Market, and I really liked the bed, but I did want to change it up for her bedroom and go with something lighter and brighter. I used the paint color Grecian Ivory from Sherwin-Williams in their emerald enamel finish, and I really like that paint because it dries down really hard, so it's good for furniture and cabinets. I prepped the daybed by first lightly sanding it and then adding a coat of the Sherwin-Williams Extreme Bond Primer just to make sure that my paint layer was going to stay on the daybed properly. I'm actually really happy with those 2 products. They worked very well for me in painting my kitchen cabinets. So let me know down in the comment section if you guys would like to see a video on how I painted my kitchen cabinets. When the primer dried, I added 2 coats of the Grecian Ivory paint. Then I headed outside for my next project. My next project for the room was a lot more labor intensive and a lot more involved. I refinished a dresser that my mom found for me at a garage sale. This dresser was a crate and barrel dresser, solid wood, super sturdy, very nice, and she found it for $30 at a garage sale. I chose to strip the piece and start over fresh and paint it because the previous owner had painted this dresser with either a chalk paint or milk paint, and the finish was flaking and chipping off, so I thought I should get a fresh, clean surface to start with. So the first thing I did was put down a drop cloth underneath the dresser, and then I went ahead and took out the drawers. What I always use when I'm stripping furniture is Citrus Strip. I usually pick it up at Home Depot or any hardware store. I just poured the stripper directly onto the dresser with no problems. I like to brush the stripper on in a pretty thick layer because when I'm working outside and it's sunny and hot, the stripper can tend to dry out, which is another reason that I cover the area that I'm working on with plastic once I'm done spreading the stripper onto it. This time I just used trash bags and just smooth them out over the surface of the dresser. After letting that sit about 10 or 15 minutes, I just removed the plastic section by section, like wherever I was working, and then went in with a scraper and just scraped off that first layer of gunk. As you can see, it's getting off all of that aqua colored paint and some of the finish beneath. This stuff is really goopy and really just thick and sticky, so I like to just wipe it off onto the plastic that I'm using. And one thing that I'm doing here that you should not do is that you should definitely be using gloves. So do as I say, not as I do when it comes to this one. Stripping furniture is not hard to do, but sometimes it can feel very tedious, and I feel like there's always a point in my projects like this where I end up thinking, why did I do this? I should have just bought something new, because it just starts to drag out longer than I anticipate every time. I'm repeating the same process that I used on the top of the dresser on the drawers. And again, just making sure that I cover the drawers up with plastic after I brush on the stripper so that the stripper doesn't dry out. Once I repeated this process on all the surfaces of the dresser, then I could see what I was left with, and I realized that I was going to need to go in and apply a second coat of stripper. Now this is why I like to use really good quality pieces of furniture to strip, because I don't want to spend all this time and effort and the money for the supplies on something that is not going to be worth all of that. After I applied the second coat of stripper and scraped it off, then I go in with this product. It is a pure acetone, and it just will remove whatever is left over on your project. And as you can see, I just wipe it right on and it just cleans it up like magic. I would definitely suggest using this outside or somewhere that is extremely well ventilated because of the fumes, and it is also highly flammable, so you have to be very careful with it. I was finally down to the wood, and this point is another point at which I start to question my choices for these pieces, because once I see that wood, I'm thinking like, should I paint it? Should I just stain it? But I had to focus and stay on track because my overall vision for this room is very light, very bright, and very airy. So I knew that I wanted to paint this dresser white. And again, I went with a Sherwin-Williams primer. This time it was the stain blocking primer because I wanted to make sure that none of the previous stain would seep out and discolor the white paint with time. I followed up the primer with 2 coats of Sherwin-Williams Emerald Trim Enamel in white. I'm going to show you the full reveal of the dresser once we're in the room, but for now we're going to head back inside and start decorating. If you watched my last video, which was a haul, you'll see that I ordered everything for the windows on Amazon except for the curtain rings that I got at Target. So I got this double curtain rod from Amazon, and I hung white sheer curtains and the blackout curtains that look like linen. Right out of the package, the curtains weren't very wrinkled, but I did want to go in and steam them just to get out some of the larger wrinkles. As you can see, these curtains do have a really nice texture. I might not mistake them for linen, but they definitely do have a really high quality texture. I will link these curtains and all of the other products down in the description box if you want to know more about them. The rug was a Ross find, and I believe it's a 5x7 rug, and it was only $39.99, so that was quite a deal. I definitely wanted a soft, thick rug so that my daughter could be comfortable when she's sitting on the floor playing, and she definitely approves of this rug. She thinks it's so soft and she just loves it. On the bed, I'm starting out with 2 king pillows and white pillowcases, and I'm building my throw pillows on top of that. I got most of these pillows at Target, but a couple I already had, and the tasseled pillow came from HomeGoods. I took the door off the closet, and I'm putting this blush pink curtain from Target onto a tension rod, and I'm gonna put this up in the door opening. I found this teal lamp at the thrift store, and I had every intention of painting it and transforming it, but I just thought the color was so beautiful. I kept it as is, but I just switched out the lampshade, and I think that it looks amazing in this space. Now I'm just starting to add some personal touches to the room. I found this lavender chutes and ladders game at HomeGoods, and I thought it would be perfect because of the color, and also my daughter really loves to play board games. In my last video, I hauled some baskets from the thrift store and a couple from HomeGoods, and what I'm doing with these is that I'm gonna mount them up on the wall. I found a tutorial online as to how to mount them on the wall without putting holes in the walls, and I will link that down in the description box, and you can check it out if you're interested. My baskets were pretty lightweight, so I did use Command decorating clips, and for the larger baskets I used 2. Back to the dresser that I refinished, I added these wooden knobs that I ordered on Amazon, and these are the same knobs I have on my kitchen cabinets, but they're unpainted here. I will add a clear coat of finish just to protect them. I bought this side table at World Market a few years ago. Thanks for sticking with me so far in the video. If you like content like this, please share, subscribe, like, and comment. And I'm going to share the reveal of our room now.
You got devotion, dancing slow motion. My eyes can't help looking at you right now. So much emotion, just pick your poison. Is every move you make even allowed? Can't get enough. I try my best to look away, but I can't stop. Am I afraid to you? We almost touch. I feel your body move my way, you're close enough. So I say, can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. You know what I mean. Can't take my eyes on you. You were all I see. Can't take my eyes on you. Take my eyes on you. Yeah. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on you. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on. Can't take my eyes on.
Thank you so much for being here, and don't forget to make it a beautiful life.